Hello students, so here we are going to start the fifth chapter from history, and your fifth chapter is When People Rebel, 1857 and After. These are the glossary words what you have to write down. The first word is East India Company, the company which came to India and settled down at Calcutta, now Kolkata, to carry out their trade activities during the later half of 18th century. Next you are having mutiny, the situation when the soldiers as a group disobey the orders of their officers in the army is termed as mutiny. Third one is Firangis, a name given to the foreigners, that is British, out of contempt and hatred. Fourth one we are having Sepoy, the soldier. So after writing down the glossary, you have to write down the important notes and the topics as important notes you have to write down. What are the topics that we are going to learn in this chapter is, you can see the first one, policies and the people. Next is Nawabs lose their powers. Then peasant and the sepoys. Response to the reforms. A mutiny becomes a popular rebellion from Meerut to Delhi. Then the rebellions spread and companies fight back, and aftermath. So these are the topics that we are going to learn in this chapter. These are the topics that is already given in your worksheet, and even I got few queries and as well as complaint also, like the worksheet answers what I have written, that is in cursive handwriting. You people are in 8th standard, you should know and you should know how to read the cursive writing. It's okay if you are not able to read the cursive letter what I have written, but even I am reading out the whole worksheet, the answers what I have written. I am reading out the question and also reading out the answers also. So you have to just plug the earphone and just hear it and write down. It is too easy to write down because it is not only written, that written video I have not taken. Even if it is blur, you can hear it and write down, because I am not using the digital thing or digital cameras or taking videos from the digital thing. So we are using, or the teachers are using the mobile cameras only. Sometimes it got blur, so please cop up with the teachers. We are reading out, and you can just hear it and write down. You can help out and we can all help out this. It's not like that you should not keep up or you should not say your queries to the teachers. Now from this we came to know that what problems you people are facing, but the alternate option also you should have to find out, because there is, you haven't gone through the video properly. It clarifies, like you can hear it and you can write down. It's not necessary to just see it and write down. So in this age I cannot change my handwriting for you people. Even I will try to write, not to write in cursive letters, but I am habit to write it down in the cursive handwriting. So just here whatever I am saying, whatever I am reading out, and from that you can write down easily. It is possible to write down like that. So here we start our chapter 5, When People Rebel, 1857 and After. So this is your textbook's first page. You can see the picture, figure 1. Sepoys and peasants gather forces for the revolt that spread across the plains of North India in 1857. So it is all about the revolt led by many of the people, like sepoys also, and kings also has revolted against the company. So we are going to read about this in this chapter. So first topic of this chapter is policies and people. In the previous chapters you looked at the policies the East India Company and effect they had on different people. So it affected whom? Kings, queens, peasants, landlords, tribals, soldiers were all affected in different ways. We have learnt about the subsidiary alliances, then this doctrine of lapse, how the kingdom or the kings were affected, how the kingdom was taken from the kings and queens. Then the peasants, landlords, and even the tribal people, how they were exploited. Peasants and landlords are exploited by the another policies they implemented, that was Ryotwari system, Mahalwari system, permanent settlement, all that was implemented and they were exploited. Tribal peoples also were exploited because forest was considered as the state property. And soldiers also, now soldiers how? Because they need a systematic way. Soldiers there they have to follow the thing what was being asked by the company. They have to wear the uniform. They were having the practice of drill. They learned the arms, how to use the arms. So this is the different ways how these different peoples were affected by the policies that was being implemented by the East India Company. So you have also seen how people resist policies and actions that harms their interest or go against their sentiments. So while they were implementing and also they have implemented the policies, later on the people have rejected also these policies. They protest against the policies, that they are not going to follow what was being asked by the EIC, because it is exploiting their rights also, even it was against their sentiments also. The next topic under this programs and policies of the people, that is Nawabs lost their powers. Since the mid 18th century, Nawabs and Rajas had seen their power eroded. Slowly and steadily their power was becoming less. They were not getting as much power as a king. It was slowly and steadily taken by the East India Company. They had gradually lost their authority and as well as honor also. Residents had been stationed in many courts. The freedom of rulers reduces, their armed forces disbanded, and their revenue and territories taken away by stages. So these all were done by whom? The EIC. So here the residents were stationed in many courts. The rulers were not having any freedom. Their freedoms were reduced. They can not take any kind of decision in their kingdom. Their armed forces also were disbanded, because the arms and as well as soldiers were provided by whom? The EIC. And even the EIC used to collect the revenues. Territories were taken away by them in different stages in the name of policies. Many ruling families tried to negotiate with the company to protect their interest. So here ruling family, the rulers tried to had a conversation, had a talk with company to protect their own interest. So these kind of talk who has did, or conversation who has did? For example, here it is given, Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi wanted the company to recognize her adopted son as the heir to the king after the death of her husband. In last chapter we have read about this under the this one, doctrine of lapse. So according to that word, the kingdom who is not having their natural heir or their own son to be on throne, to sit on throne, then that particular kingdom would be lapsed directly into the EIC's company or under EIC. So here she requested to the company to recognize the adopted son as the next heir for his kingdom after the death of her husband. So who was the son? Nana Saheb. He was the adopted son of Peshwa Baji Rao II. Pleaded that he be given his father's pension when the later died. So next request was being done by the Nana Saheb. the adopted son of whom? Adopted son of the Peshwa Bajirao too. He also pleaded that his father's pension should be given to him after his father's death. However, the companies, confident of its superiority and military power, turned down this plea, so they didn't accepted their pleas or their request. Awadh was one of the last territory to be annexed by EIC. In 1801, a subsidiary alliances was imposed on Awadh. So what was subsidiary alliances? That we have learnt in last chapter, that any of the kingdom is not allowed to keep their armed forces or even the soldiers. So that service is being provided by whom? The EIC. And for that services, what this king has to pay? The revenue. If they are not able to pay, then what happens? The part of their kingdom would be given or taken from the EIC as a penalty. So this was subsidiary alliances. So in 1801 they imposed these subsidiary alliances on Awadh, and in 1856 it was taken over. Later on it was taken over. Governor General, that is Dalhousie, declared that the territory was being misgoverned and British rule was needed to ensure proper administration. So on what condition that subsidiary alliances was taken over? Later on Dalhousie declared that they were not able to look after their kingdom properly. Their administrative system is not proper. So to ensure it, the British has to rule the region, that is Awadh. So by giving this region they started ruling over Awadh. The company even began to plan how to bring Mughal dynasty to end, because during that time when the Britishers came, Mughals were in the power, and with the help of them only they started their first company, first factory in the Surat also. So later on they also found them as a threat, the Mughal dynasties, so they want to end them. The name of the Mughal king was removed from the coins that was being minted by the company, because at that time who were in ruling, the coins were minted on this that particular ruler's name. So how they started ending the Mughal dynasty? They removed the name of Mughal rulers from the minted coins. In 1849, Governor General Dalhousie announced that after the death of Bahadur Shah Zafar, the family of the king would be shifted out of the Red Fort. So the Bahadur Shah Zafar's family used to live in the Red Fort. So after his death, their family would be shifted out of the Red Fort, and they would be given the other place in Delhi to reside in. In 1856, Governor General Canning decided that Bahadur Shah Zafar would be the last Mughal king, and after his death, none of his descendants would be recognized as king. They would just be called as prince. So here the second thing what they have done, especially by the Governor General Canning, he has decided in 1856 that no descendants from the Mughal family would be the next king. So by this, what was their planning? East India companies to end the Mughal dynasty, because no ruler is going to be left from the Mughal dynasty who is going to rule in the next throne or future. So their ruling period would be ended in certain time. So after whom would be the next ruler of that region? The Britishers would be. After Bahadur Shah Zafar, no kings were allowed to become the next king or to be on throne. The peasant and the sepoys. In the countryside, peasants and zamindar resented the high taxes and rigid method of revenue collections. Many failed to pay back their loans to the moneylenders and gradually lost the lands they had tilled for generation. As I said that they were facing many of the problem like paying taxes back, loans back. They have to pay the revenue also, and even the method of revenue collection was very rigid, so they were not able to pay it back. Under various policies they have to pay. What were the policies? Riyotwari system, Mahalwari, permanent settlement. So they have faced many of these things. So what they have to do in return if they are not able to pay? Then their generations are tilling on the same land to pay back their loans. The Indian sepoys in the employ of company also had the reason for discontent. Now, why the sepoys here, sepoys means sipahi, were protesting the company? What was the reason? They were unhappy about their pay. Whatever the pay was given to the soldiers, they were not happy. The allowances what was being provided, or the condition of services. Allowances over here means rather than the salary they would get food or housing. So the extra thing what is paid rather than the salary is called as allowances. So they were not happy about that. The condition of the services what they were following, that also was, by that also the soldiers were unhappy. So some of these rules moreover violated their religious sensibilities and beliefs also. Now how? Did you know that in those days many people in country believed that if they cross the sea they would lose their religion and caste. So this was the past time belief. If they are crossing the sea then they will lose their religion or the caste. So they were not ready to cross the sea. So when in 1824 the sepoys were told to go Burma by the sea route to fight for the company, they refused to follow the orders. So they agreed to go by the land route. So what was the condition? That 1824 these sepoys need to go to Burma to fight for the company. So they were having war over there. So what happened? They refused to go because they have to cross the sea. But they agreed that they will go by land. So what happened in return? What have the company has done? They were severely punished. Who were punished? The sepoys were punished by the company since the issue did not die down. So the issues remains the same. Still they have to go, they have to cross the sea, and that was the requirement of company. Here soldiers were just denying to go to the Burma and to cross the sea. In 1856 the company passed a new law. Now anyhow they have to agree all the soldiers. So what was the only way to get their, so what is the only way to make them agree on? That is by implementing law. So this law was being passed by company in 1856. Now what does it states? Which stated that every new person who took up employment in companies, army had to agree serve overseas if required. So according to this law, if company requires that they need to cross the sea, and if they want to serve in company's army, then they have to cross the overseas when if it is required. Sepoys also reacted to what was happening in the countryside. Many of them were peasants and had families living in the villages. So the anger of the peasant quickly spread among the sepoys. So here what was the reason? The sepoys also reacted in the countryside also, because the sepoys who were appointed before that, they were what? They were peasants. So when they were not having any war or any battle, then during that time they used to work in the different field as a peasant. And even they were not able to visit their families also who were living in the villages. So all the peasant were protesting the company. So the anger of the peasant quickly spread amongst the sepoys also. So the next topic we are going to cover in the next video, part 2 video. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.